My name is Nickleby. Which of your firm was it that called on me this morning?
Mr. Charles.
Then tell Mr. Charles I wish to see him.
You should not only speak to Mr. Charles, but Mr. Ned likewise.
Oh, fine beginning. So you keep track with a fellow like this, do you? A fellow who would sell his own soul if he had one for drink, and whose every word is a lie.
What do you mean, a fellow like this? Who made me a fellow like this? Better to be a thief of pennies from blind men than be your drug and pack horse.
No one, you said you wouldn't.
Go on, gentlemen, I can be patient, but I tell you this, there are laws to be had, and I can make you prove them.
We've asked you here not to accuse you, but to bring you some grave news about a death in your family.
And what is that then? Is my niece dead?
No.
My nephew then?
You should be ashamed, sir.
If you tell me he is dead, I will be in your debt for life. Yes, he is dead. I can see it by your faces. So, this is your grave news, is it? See how it affects me. I'm glad you sent for me. I would have travelled 100 miles to have heard such news.
It is a boy, but it is not your nephew, and you shall hear the tale from one who knows it from the beginning to the end.
What's he doing here? Don't you know this man is a convict and a villain?
Hear what he has to tell you, Mr. Nickleby.
Hear him out, Mr. Nickleby, please, be he what he may.
That boy that these gentlemen talk of.
That boy? You mean my nephew's companion? That news would be almost as good.
Who I saw dead cold upon his bed, and who now lays in his grave.
Who now lays in his grave?
Was your only son. So help me God in heaven. Gentlemen, I make no excuses for myself. I'm long past that. I've simply come to tell you what I know. Many years ago, this man courted a young gentlewoman who was entitled to a large property. There was a clause in her father's will that declared if she married without her brother's consent, that the property would pass away to another branch of the family. That brother was a rake, demanded a high price for that consent, a price Mr. Nickleby was unwilling to pay. So they married in secret, planning to bide their time. But they had a son who they had me put out to nurse. Mr. Nickleby continued to treat me ill, so I resolved to get some sort of hold on him. I sent the boy off to Yorkshire and I told Mr. Nickleby that he'd died. I paid those fees for 6 years. Then we quarrelled. He had me arrested and I was transported. When I returned, I found that Smike had run away from the home and I tracked him here. Gentlemen, this is my story. If you doubt any of what I say, the schoolmaster will bear me witness.
I'm sorry to be the bearers of such news, Mr. Nickleby. If there's anything we can do.